Hi guys. Today is the 31st of December. It's New Year's Day today, or New Year's Eve, and I was walking along the beach and kind of just thinking, and I'd like to make a video about this, because I was thinking a lot about philosophies and especially Stoicism, because I've been a strong believer in Stoicism for a long time, and I was kind of thinking about it, and I realized that Stoicism is very mental, and it's very something happens, then you process it in your mind, and that was what I was struggling with for a long time, because I was always in my mind and not in the moment, and I think that played a part in that. But also, it's very focused on your mind is all you need, but like when you feel anxious or something, your body kind of tenses up, and it's not just in your mind. So trying to just heal it through your mind is, I don't think it's the right way. That's why I do things like go for a swim at the beach when I'm feeling anxious or stressed, because I need like physical help as well for it. And what I kind of think is that it's good for perspective, but and seeing the bigger picture, but it's not good for trying to live your life by it, you know. And another thing is, so earlier today, is I was driving to the beach, and this old man cut me off on the road and like waved his finger at me, and then I honked my horn and pulled the finger at him. And driving away off to the beach, I was just like, man, this isn't me, you know. And I kind of realized I've been feeling a certain way today, where I've put on kind of like an ego, and I'm feeling very ego driven, because I talked a little bit about in my last video how I've been working on self-worth in that, and now I feel like I've gained that self-worth, and then I'm putting on ego to kind of protect that self-worth that I've gotten, as a wall that I used to put up while I was in high school too, because that's just, I think it's another thing. I'm just trying to protect my self-worth. Like it's swings. So first, I don't have the self-worth, and then now that I've got it, I as I said, put on ego to protect it, and I need to learn to, have that self-worth, but not rely on my ego to protect it, not putting up those walls, because as I said with the child archetype, I used to not put up those walls. I used to just be myself and have self-worth without needing ego to protect it, and that's what I'm aiming for. And I feel like a big thing on that is, the biggest thing to do that, I think, is realizing it and just acknowledging it and saying, like, I'm not feeling ego driven today. I'm feeling like I need to protect my self-worth. Like, you can see it in a good light and be like, okay, well, this is good. I have good self-worth today. But my ego, as I put up those walls in high school, my ego is now trying to protect it again. And that's a good thing. But I have to remember that I don't need my ego to protect my self-worth. And that's hard to do, because you get in your head a lot and you want to just keep living in the moment, but I think you have to get in your head a little bit just to keep communication with yourself, and keep communication and differentiate between what is ego and what is your self-worth. Yeah. It's a hard one, especially especially because when you feel that ego coming in to protect your self-worth, it's very logical. So the logic of me knowing that it's just there to protect my self-worth and me knowing the logic of I don't need it, that goes hand in hand with the actual feeling that the unconscious feeling that I need to protect it. So it's kind of like, it's hard to differentiate between the voice saying I don't need the ego to protect me and the actual ego saying, you know, all these feelings and thoughts, like saying you need to pull the finger at him to, you know, not let people walk on you and stuff. And how I realized it was I thought back to who I am and like me as a kid and my values and how I truly feel, and that's not something I would do. And so that's how I kind of noticed that ego. But yeah, I'm at the beach today. This is the same spot I did my first cigar, and I really like it here. It's really nice. I think it's starting to rain a little bit. The weather's been pretty drowsy over here, very windy, but yeah. I'm gonna have some friends over and hang out with them for New Year's Eve, and that's gonna be big. And I'm worried because I don't know if I can, you know, tone the ego down and enough to just have self-worth but not feel like I need to protect it, kind of. And because I want to do that while I hang out with my friends. I want to just hang out with them and just enjoy it, but it's like I'm worried that I won't be able to because I'll have that ego on. But yeah. So I'm just gonna try to hang out and have a calm day. And I don't want to get too much in my head, so I'm hopefully gonna go and do something I enjoy doing. Maybe just walk along the beach and then play a card game with my little sisters and just try to enjoy the day, because I don't think that I think that can help me in terms of, you know, toning down the ego and just having self-worth in that. But I may need to I just don't it's really hard to do, you know. It's like how do I just, like, there's always a phase when I'm moving over from having no self-worth to having self-worth where I just feel happy and I feel like I don't need to prove anything to anyone, and then it moves over to the ego side where I'm trying to protect that newfound self-worth, and I just don't know how to get back to that middle phase. So I'm gonna work on that, and maybe I'll make a video on how I did that. But yeah, I think it's something. It's a balance between physical and mental perspective. Like, I'm gonna go and do stuff I really do enjoy doing, and then I'm also going to process, like, what and differentiate what the things I'm doing that's based with ego and what the things I'm doing that's based on self-worth and who I am. But yeah, it's really starting to drizzle here, so I'm probably gonna end the video here. I don't think I have much else to say. But yeah, that's the end of the video.